Hi everyone, this is Ants. Today I'm going to show you a shader I'm working on that basically provides foam-like edges to your water shader so that it actually, instead of having like a no edge, or in a lot of the shaders that, for example, that I've researched, just basically has like a white edge. This one allows you to have more of a moving form, dynamic edge, as you can see over here. Okay, now why is this important? Well, let's talk about that. So like I said, I mean, a lot of the popular water shaders, like the stay-at-home dev here, he makes a lot of tutorials. This is just a tutorial, but his code basically has a hard edge on the edge, as you can see there, and a lot of other shaders are based on this shaders. If you look at the Godot shaders, a lot of them says, oh, I took this from stay-at-home dev. So all of them, like, there's so many shaders out there that basically have this just like white edge. Yeah, you could change the color of the edge and all that, but it's not good enough for what I need. Some other ones out there that are more on kind of like what we're looking for is something more of a, gradient, a transition, which is fine, but there's no pattern to it, right? So, and there's code for you to look at there. And then there's something that's over-engineered. This water shader package is a complete set of everything. Right now, I'm only focused on this, which is shore foam around solid objects in water. Eventually, I want to get to foam on the actual Gerstner waves. That would be nice. But he has refraction. Like he has so much stuff, right? But the problem with this shader is it's slow, and they basically says, oh, just you can optimize the shader if you actually read here. But basically, translation here is the shader is slow if you turn on everything. So comment out stuff. But that's not the main reason why I didn't want to use this shader as a basis. First of all, in Godot 4.3, I get some errors, and the shader still works, but maybe it's not working. Maybe some of the features are still not working. But the other thing is his waves are straight lines, like they're just basically straight lines. And I took a look at this and I decided not to use it. And the other one is there's some other ones that actually are getting better in what we need, like this one, but he doesn't provide any source code. A lot of the best shaders of Godot are hidden are hidden behind paywalls, right? Like Patreon and stuff. But anyways, if you look at all these different shaders here, we're going to go into this one, stay-at-home dev, right? So he basically used stay-at-home dev, and then when you use stay-at-home dev, your edges look like this, right? And there's quite a few of them, like this water shaders, the original creator, stay-at-home dev. And so all of them are based on kind of like that single line edge. This one here doesn't even have an edge. So there's a lot of shaders out there that just don't have like what it takes. So I basically decided to write my own, what I need. So I based mine on the pixel art water shader because it has a buoyancy system, and I want that, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel there. This one here has some sort of foam, right? Some noise and stuff like that. Right, and where's edge? Right over here. So he uses cellular noise. I used a different way. So that's basically it. So where did I end up? I ended up with this one. And one of the best water shaders that I've ever seen is from Mundus, libgdx, that James T. Kahn has created. And he based his solution off of this article. And I basically learned everything, and this is basically it. Fall off distance, it's all detailed here, and it has the pseudo code or the code right over here. So this is the code you need. It's not that much, believe it or not. There's a lot of variables here that haven't been defined that you have to define and all that, but that's fine. It's not that hard. So this is what I based the solution on. And so let's go back to Godot and the shader. So this is the solution, and I'll have the link to this this website in the description. It's actually a really good read. Oh, and the magic sauce of this thing is basically this foam pattern. And there's two channels here, right? It reads the red and the blue channel, right? And basically because there's two basic channels that are meshed into this pattern, red and blue, he basically reads the red and the dot blue. And he uses this, he modifies this, and you just change a couple of parameters here and you get a different style and all that, and you're good to go. And that's basically it. So that's the magic sauce, just using this. And because it's using a texture and not like a noise map, it's probably faster, but I think the Godot one, when you use this noise in Godot, I think it actually generates a texture, and it's done on the graphics card too, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, let's go back to Godot, and let's just make this better, and let's get a better shot of everything. Right, so let's use this one here. Okay, so let's go through all the different parameters that I add. I added all the uniforms so that it's easy to change. And if I change the scale to something smaller, then you get a smaller scale, which is basically the pattern kind of gets less defined. And if you go higher, if you go to 25, and you can go all the way to 40, maybe I'll bump it up to 50. As you can see, it changes the pattern. So it's very configurable, right? So that's what I'm getting at, right? So, and the default is 25, and for my scene, that's fine, right? And the speed, the foam scroll speed, what do you think that is, right? And if you go really slow, as you can see, it's really, really slow, right? And you can make it faster. Again, maybe I should go to 2, but that's pretty fast there too. Okay, so that's pretty easy to understand. Now these two are a little bit kind of, they seem like the same, but they're different, okay? So the fall off distance is the distance of the fall off, right? All right, fall off distance, right? And the bias is the saturation of the pattern. What is the saturation of the pattern? Because you could have a very small fall off, oops, right? And you could increase the saturation, right? So saturation plus the fall off distance, and that's where you go, right? So edge bias, maybe just a little bit more to make it stronger. But with these two, you basically could change the saturation and the distance of the foam. And that's, oh, then the other more important thing is this foam edge distance. This is the distance transition between the edge and the start of the foam. So if you set it to 0, this is what you get. You get basically no transition. And if you increase the transition, you get major transition. But something in the middle, 0.2 or 0.3 is good to go. And the other thing that's implemented is the further you get, it remains the same size. Because I've seen a lot of shaders where when you zoom out, the edge gets bigger. Because they're not basically, the near and the far of the camera have to play a part in that. So there's a lot of shaders there that, oh, this water shader looks great, but when you zoom out, it doesn't look good. So that's basically it. That's all I added. And just to show you the shader code, it's right over here. And I put space there. So it's basically this right here. And it's foam right over here. And there's a bunch of variables that you need to set up, right? A bunch of variables you need to set up. And then basically, this is the code that I showed you. Here are the two channels where you read the R and the B, and the foam texture is this foam texture here, right? And this is the exact same code. Everything's the same. Instead of color.a, I had to change it to alpha because this is a Godot thing, right? But that's basically it. And then at the end, I took the original stuff, and then at the end, I just added my my stuff, and then that's basically it. That's all it was, right? It honestly didn't take too long once you understand it. So that's basically it. And yeah, here's it. And by the way, the pixelation from my previous video is included. So now everything is pixelated, the entire water, but also the foam is also pixelated, which is cool. But I don't really need a use case for that. I just kept it in because it's actually very easy to have it. So that's basically it. There's a little bit of the foam on the carrier, but it has to see the. You need more geometry to be inside the water, right? So a coastline, when the coastline gradually goes into the water, it's going to look really, really good. Similar to something like this over here on the incline. That's why I have the incline, right? So, yeah, so that's basically it. So, just to reiterate, this is an example of how to put a foam edge on your water shader. And hopefully it helps you out, because honestly, I tried looking for a while and I didn't get much success. Okay? So thank you for watching, and take care.